You're watching Telecom TV from the MEF annual members meeting in Boston. And I'm joined now by Dan Blemings, who is Director of Ethernet Product Management at AT&T Mobile and Business Solutions. Dan, good to see you on Telecom TV again. Can I start by looking at what are we seeing as some of the most significant developments that are shaping the services market at the moment?
We're seeing a lot of developments happen in the marketplace, Guy. We're seeing customers continue to move to Ethernet, so they're getting off their TDM networks, they're moving to Ethernet. That's a trend we've been watching and well anticipating. They're seeing that their business is getting more agile because of these Ethernet networks. We're also seeing the need for more bandwidth, so customers are continuing to up speed with us on that journey. We're also seeing customers start to make this pivot towards more on-demand services. So AT&T is heavily involved in bringing those capabilities to market as well.
So the MEF has a big focus at the moment on the third network. It's got its third network vision. What's been your experience in offering third network services?
Great question. And third network services, through the view of the MEF, is that ability to actually give these customers what they call a agile, orchestrated experience, where customers can have services come up basically on demand. So MEF's overall vision of LSO is very much in line with AT&T's vision of how we want to deliver our products and services to our customers. And it's been our experience that those visions are aligned, and what we're producing out of our Ethernet capabilities is very similar to what they're doing.
So what's next in terms of service innovation?
Service innovation is going to continue to grow exponentially. You know, you see all these kind of milestones throughout the years of where service makes these big, or innovation makes these big changes. We saw it when frame relay went to MPLS networks. We saw it when TDM started to move to Ethernet. And now we're starting to see it in two key areas. One being this transition from hardware-based networks over to software-based networks, and that falls right in line with what we're doing with the MEF. And secondly, we're starting to see faster speeds come on the horizon, both from a wireline perspective and a mobility perspective. So big changes coming in the industry over the next 5 years.
Are we also seeing an increase in demand at the moment for cloud connectivity and cloud access solutions?
We are, and if you look at the traditional networking paradigm, for years customers have been coming to us and saying, AT&T, connect all my sites together. Now we see customers coming to us and they're saying, not only in addition to that, some of them are saying, AT&T, connect all my sites to a cloud. And when you do that, make sure you use an Ethernet technology, because we want that ability to be able to scale our bandwidth up and down as we connect to the cloud. And we want to take advantage of next generation capabilities that Ethernet offers when we have this cloud-based infrastructure. So we see cloud as very nimble. Our customers see cloud as very nimble, and we're going to continue to build capabilities to connect our customers into the cloud.
So how does all this fit with some of the new networking technologies we're seeing? We've got SDN, we've got NFV, we've got the LSO that's been promoted heavily by the MEF. How is this going to impact the landscape over the next coming years?
Great question. So there's a lot of talk in the industry. There has been for years, as you know, about NFV, SDN, LSO. The other one is APIs. And it's almost like you need to go back to school to keep up with all of this. But we kind of break it down very simply now. What we look at is we look at NFV, or network function virtualization, as the ability to take a piece of hardware and turn it into software. The term we use at AT&T is disaggregation. So we're going to take hardware, put it into software. SDN is then that capability to control that new software-based solution, and APIs are that ability to have a programming interface that you can expose right to your customer, so that now the customer can interact directly with their product and service. So we're going to see a lot of emphasis on those three things. APIs, SDN, NFV is going to be a growing theme throughout the years ahead.
And how important is the work that's being conducted now by the MEF to achieve and further these technologies and their use?
Right, excellent question, and let me tie that back. So MEF's LSO, or Lifecycle Service Orchestration Project, they also call it MEF 55, is an effort to help bring industry standardization around that. So what's key to enable this new ecosystem of technologies is that it's standardized. You know, if AT&T has a way of doing it and other carriers have a way of doing it, you start to run into issues of what does it look like in the future? How hard is it for us to connect to each other? And we have an opportunity right now to do it all together, to do it the right way, to do it in a way that's compatible. And if we can do that, we're going to unlock services and capabilities for our customers no matter what footprint they're in. If they're in the AT&T footprint, great. If they're outside the AT&T wireline footprint, we still have an SDN NFV way of working with that customer. So it's going to create a whole new ecosystem that will shorten provisioning cycles, help customers get services on demand, and bring about more business agility.
Final question for you. When the industry gathers in November in Baltimore for the MEF 16 event, what are we going to see there? What developments are we going to see?
Good question too. And you're going to see a lot about some of the things we touched on a minute ago. And I would say it's critical that companies come to this event. Using myself as a reference, a few years ago, I was not versed in any of this technology, but because my company invests in training me and preparing me for the future, and because they send me to things that the MEF does, I'm able to retool myself to understand what these next technologies are. Likewise, companies around the globe need to do the same thing. There is a massive technology shift coming in the way that we're going to connect businesses together. Don't get left behind. Come to the MEF 16 event and learn about SDN, NFV, APIs. Figure out how to tap into this growing ecosystem. It's paramount that you do.
Great advice. Dan, thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, Guy.